You're listening to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Up a ring and onto the mic. Golden locks, throwing shades on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat. Down, turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cake smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hair thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. Taking the mic, bodies said the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. I am your host, Lord Amadeus, the president and CEO of RAWF, in the game we all know and love as Wrestler Unstoppable. And ladies and gentlemen, it is Immortal season officially. If it wasn't before, it certainly is now, as we look towards the big show in just a few weeks. My co-host this evening, the incredible, the wonderful, the amazing ladies and... What are you doing here? Wait, were you supposed to be here tonight? Allegan?
Me? See,
Yeah.
Why would I not be here?
Well, because I would have never called you amazing, incredible, and wonderful. I thought Nate was going to be here tonight.
Wow. Wow. All right. Gloves are off tonight, I see. All right.
I'm in a. I just say I'm in. I'm
a little feisty tonight.
Little feisty tonight. It's an incredible night. We've got a lot to talk about. So,
well, if you're gonna go that early, I'm gonna start with this margarita right here, right now. Hold on.
You do that. All right. First of all,
yeah, if you're ever wondering what that mixing noise is, it's me shaking up a margarita.
We'll get to GM reports here in a little bit, but we got other stuff to cover first. First, let's go over Love Hurts results because, well, it was a record-breaking pay-per-view. No less than 8 titles changed hands.
Yeah, it was crazy. Some of the biggest upsets I've ever seen in this company.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 championships changed hands at Love Hurts. Let's go over the results. All right, so like I said, a huge night in Vancouver just a couple weeks ago. Soul Reaper defeated Olivia McGuinness in their Highlanders rules match. Davila defeated Fabulous Diana in their Fubar City street fight. Luke Cage defeated Yo Del Segador in their 2 out of 3 falls match. So far, no major upsets, but hold on to your hats. We're getting to them. Ken Costa defeated Redneck Avenger in their Fubar City street fight.
That's one.
Okay, I give you that. Yes and no. Destroyer retained her Arcana Class Championship against Michael Brewer.
No shock there.
No. Denzel the Giant retained the Hatfield-McCoy Championship against Miss Beautifatal.
As expected, yeah.
Chris Cage defeated Blake Bradley to become the new Iron Fist champion.
And oh my God, if you did not get the pay-per-view and you did not watch that fight, I know it's out there on RAWF Network. Go and watch the replay. Holy hell.
It was something to behold. No, there were a lot of great matches on this
Madre de
pay-per-view.
Dios. It was,
Aaron McFadden retained the Champions Choice Championship against Hotshot Chaz. Here's our first upset. The Teflon Sheik defeated Sassy Applebee's to become the new Powerball champion. Sassy held that Powerball championship for quite a long time, despite the shutdown. She went through quite a few contenders before finally relenting to Teflon Sheik, and this was a night for the Teflon Sheik. Let's just say that. But congratulations to Sheik, the new Powerball champion. I blame Razor for this. He jinxed her by predicting Teflon.
I am happy to blame Razor.
Destroyer is still your estrogen champion after defeating Asai. Would you call that one an upset?
No, I want to say that was a pretty even fight.
Yeah. Claymore retained the men's championship against Teflon Sheik. And we'll see. Here's his first big major upset. Kenta defeated the Immortal Griffith to become the new multimedia champion in a last-minute ditch from behind, just all-out assault, using every last inch of energy he had to somehow manage to wrest that title away from the Immortal Griffith. It was an incredible match, to say the least. Incredible effort by Kenta, and it definitely helped cement him as one of the top superstars in RAWF, and we'll tell you why more in just a minute. We have a new Triple Crown champion as Davila defeated Chris Cage and Michael Brewer to become the new Triple Crown champion. Thoughts on that, El Regan?
I don't know if I would say it's a full-on upset, but it is not what either of us picked.
Not true. Excuse me. I was over here.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm sorry. You're right. You did. Initially, you did not, but then the night before, you changed. You're right. I'm sorry. You are correct. You did, in fact, pick this.
That's right. I did. I said Davila would win the Triple Crown Championship, and I was proven correct by my longtime
I am
friend.
glad I did not actually place any bets on this one because I was wrong a lot.
Yep. And then next up, new tag team champions is Spice and Flame. The team of Big Papa and Wildfire defeated Desaad and the Giant to become the new tag team champions. Was this an upset?
But look, for several reasons, I would say yes on paper. But if you recall when I said, like, it depended on how well these two actually work together as a team, even though they're a short-lived team, because the individual abilities of both members of Spice and Flame are very high, right? So, and clearly, they had a knockdown drag out fight, and they managed to pull it out at the end. Now, a lot of people are going to be out there saying, they got lucky, there was a mistake at the end. But you know what? Luck is part of this industry, and capitalizing on a lucky break is part of what makes you a champion. And Ralph's out there going, no, you said I picked against you. Yes, I did. But I didn't say it was going to be a blowout. I didn't say you were going to get destroyed. I said because they're the champions, they're probably going to retain.
Well,
so,
and congratulations specifically to Big Papa, his first ever RAWF championship.
Good for him.
And it's the first time he's ever been. He's been in RAWF for quite a while. So,
well, he finally hooked up with a redhead. That's the path to success.
That must be it. Then we move on to the Fubar City Championship, where Papa Shaker defeated Seabell to become the new Fubar City champion. Your thoughts on
that's an upset?
Yeah, I consider that an upset. Certainly something that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, Seabell right now went 0 for 2 at Love Hurts. Was not a good night for Sai. And then Midnight Hobo Championship, it stayed the same as Iceman Jer defeated Hotshot Chaz to retain the Midnight Hobo Championship. So Jer showing that he's definitely showing he's a force to be reckoned with here in RAWF, don't you think?
See.
I mean, beating Chaz is not easy.
No, and if I recall correctly, I said this was going to be a very close fight, but I leaned toward Hotshot. So Iceman Jared proved me wrong, like so many other people for this.
So many other people, yes, including this man, killing Neptune.
But here's the funny one. I am so happy I was wrong on this one.
Killing Neptune, ending the record reign of Simply the Best's national championship run. Well over a year and a half did STB hold this championship. Killing Neptune now is your new national champion. An incredible. I told you not to underestimate him. You know.
Look, it wasn't a matter of estimating me. If you remember what I said is normally I would pick him, but I had a rule that I cannot pick against STB for this belt because he proved me wrong so many goddamn times.
Fair enough. Kenta managed to retain the Platinum Dragon Championship against DW, getting a small measure of revenge for the fact that she would not defend that title when she held it against him. So, as a matter of fact, even had some derogatory things to say about him. So, good night for Kenta. I would say a career night for Kenta, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. He maintained a belt that a lot of people thought he wasn't going to maintain. Although I will point out, I did pick him. It's one of the ones I got right. One of the few I got right. But and then he got a win that he deserved by no rights. Like that was just insane.
And then finally, in the main event, ladies and gentlemen, the Teflon Sheik is your new world heavyweight champion after defeating the Paragon of Greatness. Teflon Sheik will go on to Immortal as the world heavyweight champion. And I know not a lot of people are happy about that, but it is what it is. You can't deny the Sheik also had a career night at Love Hurts.
Sure. We'll go with that. I mean, he's going to talk about how it's the skill and how he's going to change everything and blah, 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 and all the couscous that's going to pour out of his mouth. But anyone who watched that match knows it was a knockdown, drag-out fight, and ultimately it was decided by the fact that Paragon's back gave out on him, which, again, look, something happens and you take advantage of, good for you, right? Right place, right time. Teflon manages to walk out with the title. But now let's see if he can hold it, or if he's one of the many people in this company who just find themselves in the record books as an interim champion.
Well, this will be his second reign with the World Heavyweight Championship. His first one didn't last.
The first time.
The first one did not last too long, so we will see. We will see if the Sheik can keep this momentum going into Immortal. All right, so that is indeed your Love Hurts report. 8 new champions were crowned at Love Hurts, which is indeed a record for an RAWF pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's insane.
It is absolutely insane. So with that being said, since the pay-per-view's over, that means all of the matches have been tallied and scored, and you, El Vacant, have the job of letting folks know
the
final period rankings, please.
All right. So normally I kind of go through these a little first and have some idea of where this is going, but I didn't do that this time, so I'm going to be just as surprised as all of you. All right. Like I said, this is the final rankings for the period. This is what it is, boys and girls. All right. In 25th place, we have Destroyer. In 24th place, we have... Oh, he dropped a bunch there. Is Scythe. In 23rd place, we have Sisulu. In 22nd place, we have the Pure One, Uber Vegan. In 21st place, we have Miss Buddha Fatal. In 20th place, we have our current Midnight Hobo champion, the Iceman Chair. In 19th place, we have Michael Brewer. In 18th place, we have Diesel Warrior. In 17th place, we have our new Fubar City champion. That's right, Papa Shaker. In 16th place, we have Badass Billy. In 15th place, we have the True Sheik, Rick Nelson. In 14th place, we have Hotshot Chaz. In 13th place, we have the Immortal Griffith. In 12th place, we have DVT. In 11th place, we have Ken Costa. In 10th place, we have our Platinum Dragon and new multimedia champion, Kenta. In 9th place, we have the Hatfield and McCoy champion, Denzel the Giant. In 8th place, we have Simply the Best. In 7th place, we have Luke Cage. In 6th place, we have, oh, look at that, clickety-clack, it's a hobo attack. That's right, Hobo Ezekiel's in 6th place. That brings us to the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. In 5th place, we have our current Powerball and new world champion, God, that hurt to say, Teflon Sheik. In 4th place, we have the new Iron Fist champion, Christopher Cage. In 3rd place, we have the Paragon of Greatness. In 2nd place, we have our national champion, Killa Neptune. And in 1st place, we have the men's champion and the York Extra Points winner, Claymore.
All right. So, quick look at what I have just posted in the top 25 scene. There is the graphic, the official top 25 for this rankings period. And yeah, it was an interesting rankings period to say the least. It's kind of interesting. Someone goes 12-0, but it can only manage to get to 23rd on the top 25. That's incredible. So Sisalu making first person I've ever seen go 12-0 and be that low in the top 25.
Well, that happens when your microphones are all broken.
Apparently that's what it is. But yeah. So at any rate, it was a very interesting top 25. So what does this mean, folks, for our contender matches tomorrow here live in Salt Lake City? Well, let's get to it, shall we? Comes to you from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. First match we have for the Superstars Championship, Magnificent Michael will defend against Miss B, Miss Beautifatal. This is the first repeat opponent for Magnificent Michael since he won the Superstars title. I want to say it was early January when he won it. Maybe it was. I don't think it was before. No, Iceman Jer had the title through the down period. He won it, so Michael would have won it around Christmas time. So this is the first time he's be facing someone for the second time in Miss B. What are your thoughts, O'Regan?
I don't see Miss B taking this belt off of Brewer.
She's definitely not taking it off of Brewer. You're absolutely right about that.
I'm sorry. You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
Yeah. Well, MM out there didn't know what you mean.
I don't know where I got to Brewer. I don't know. It's the mask. I'm thinking the lucha mask. I don't know. My bad, Michael. I'm sorry. You know what? Hold on. I need more margarita. Hold on.
All right.
More margarita. I'm good.
All right, you're good. So you don't see her taking the title off of Magnificent Michael.
No, I even more so do not see her taking the title off of Magnificent Michael.
Speaking of Magnificent Michael Brewer, he will be taking on DW for an opportunity at the Multimedia Championship. Your thoughts on this one?
That gets me to Brewer. Between those two, I'm going to go with Brewer.
You go with Brewer on that one?
I do.
I kind of think Brewer Brewer definitely technically had the better season than DW. So we'll see what happens. That one should be a good one.
Yes, I think Magnificent Michael's going to win this one.
Next up, our Triple Crown contender matches. You have the Immortal Griffith taking on Badass Billy, and Hotshot Chaz taking on Rick Nelson. Interesting matchups here. What are your thoughts?
Well, let's see. I think Hotshot's going to be feeling like he has to prove something in because he always feels like that after he's lost a major match. So I think Rick is in for a hell of a fight, and I think the Badass Billy is likely going to feel a lot of Immortal frustration.
I think you're absolutely correct on that. Nothing against Billy and Rick, although Rick did have his best rankings period in his RAWF career and definitely has some momentum. I do think both Chaz and Griffith are going to have a lot of motivation to get into this Triple Crown Championship match at Immortal, and that would be one hell of a match. Davila, Griffith, Chaz.
That would be a pretty good fight.
I want to see that. I'll be honest with you. Again, if Billy or Rick can get themselves in there somehow, I'll be excited as well. But Griffith versus Chaz versus Davila for the Triple Crown Championship, sign me up for that. Next up, for a shot at the Fubar City Championship, Ken Costa takes on DVT. Whoa. Winner goes on to take on Papa Shaker for the Fubar City Championship at Immortal. Who do you like here, Elwagen?
All right. Well, with everything going on, I suspect, I believe Ken Costa is likely going to win this. And if I say anything other than that, he's going to complain about it. But in a Fubar City style match, I think DVT probably has the edge.
Well, we thought that again when Ken Costa took on RA.
We absolutely did. We absolutely did.
So, is DVT a better hardcore wrestler than RA? That's questionable. Yes. But then again,
it is for one reason. RA likes a Fubar City style match because he likes to just get down and dirty and brawl. DVT likes a Fubar City style match because he can open that car door and slam you in the face with it.
That's true. That should be a really good one for the Fubar City contendership. Now, this one gets interesting because people are going to say, huh? Midnight Hobo contendership, the Paragon of Greatness to take on Denzel the Giant. As you know, if you don't know your ranking, obviously, but you can always request, if you think you're going to be high enough, request a certain contendership match. And the Paragon of Greatness decided, even at he's third, right? Number 3. Instead of taking a Platinum Dragon contendership match, he wanted to go for the Midnight Hobo contendership.
Odd, but okay.
I'm not sure, but I don't think Paragon.
I don't think he's ever had that one. I think he's trying to check off a box.
I think he is. I think that would be something what he's trying to do here. We'll talk with him later in the program and see if that is indeed his mindset. But he does not have an easy opponent in any way, shape, or form standing in his way to go against Iceman Jer at Immortal. He has Denzel the Giant. What are your thoughts after losing the world title and everything that he's had to go through?
I think that's going to be a hell of a match is what I think.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with that. But it'll be interesting. Most definitely interesting. All right. So we're moving on here to the national title contendership match. This is going to be a good one. It will be Luke Cage against the former national champion, who I'm sure wants to get that title back. It will be the power play of Luke Cage against simply the best. Luke Cage standing in the STB's way of going back to the national championship. What are your thoughts on this one, Elwig?
Oh, this is going to be a good fight one way or another. But, someone else pointed out earlier when we were talking about, this person losing this belt, that he's been in a bit of a slump lately, and that's kind of true. So I'm torn. I think it would be amusing if, the man's held this title for 800 years, finally loses it, and immediately gets a shot to get it back. That would be just hilarious. But I don't know. I feel like Luke Cage has been very motivated. I think he really wants to get his hands on some gold again here in RAWF. And quite frankly, I think STB has his eyes on higher belts overall, and I think he might feel like the national championship held him back a little bit, only a little bit. There's not a lot of belts higher than it. And he might not try that hard.
Yeah, this one is all of these contendership matches are so interesting and have a story, have a great story ahead of them, no matter who the hell wins, and this one certainly does that as well. Will we see a Killer Neptune versus STB national title match for the third consecutive pay-per-view, or will we see Killer Neptune versus Luke Cage at Immortal? We find out tomorrow here in Salt Lake City for a shot at the Platinum Dragon Championship. It will be the unsettled one, Chris Cage, against Hobo Ezekiel. And I got to say, Kenta's a great champion and a great holder of that Platinum Dragon. Both of these guys very worthy of shots at the heart and soul of our AWF, don't you think?
Absolutely. And, a lot of times you ask the champ, like, which one would you rather face or why, whatever. I don't know that either of these are a good choice for Kenta. For different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I could see either one of those would be a great match. And I have no favorite here. I can't even tell you because both of these guys, RAWF Hall of Famers, RAWF stalwarts, and either one of whoever wins that to go up against Kenta. Of course, to be fair, we don't know that Kenta will be Platinum Dragon champion as he has vowed to defend that title next week. So there is a chance that whoever wins this match will have to face whoever Kenta decides to defend the Platinum Dragon Championship against. So that one gets interesting. The plot kind of thickens on that one. Does Kenta still have that Platinum Dragon Championship when Immortal comes around? We find out next week. And then finally, the main event of tomorrow's Superstars for a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. It will be Claymore, a two-time World Heavyweight Champion, taking on Killer Neptune, a man who's held just about everything there is to hold, done everything that has been done in RAWF except hold that World Heavyweight Championship, that being Killer Neptune. Both of them coming off tremendous rankings periods, tremendous wins at Love Hurts. Where do we go from here, Wicked? Who do you think walks away the number one contender?
I genuinely hope Killer pulls this off, and then he obviously then has a really simple pathway to the gold. And most of the reason I say that is because while I think Claymore is probably the favorite here, I genuinely believe that if he gets this match, the headline of Immortal will be pointless and worthless to watch.
I wouldn't say pointless and worthless now.
I'm sure you wouldn't. It's your company. You have to sell tickets.
I mean,
you know how I feel about that cadre of people and how they do their business.
I understand that. I understand how
I
you feel.
and my knee have no love for those people.
I understand you have either of those two men, the swords, but we could be seeing the battle of swords and scimitars in the main event at Immortal, and it's just a fact. It's something we're going to have to deal with if it indeed happens. Will I be honest with you, would I rather see Killer Neptune go on to Immortal main event? Absolutely. No, and that's not even just because I would love to see Killer Neptune finally get his shot at the World Heavyweight Championship at Immortal, and he's done it before. So he not win the World Championship, but he's main evented Immortal before. So, and so has Claymore. Both men have main evented Immortal before. So, should be a really interesting matchup. We will see tomorrow. Will it be Claymore or Killer Neptune that goes on to challenge the Teflon Sheik for the World Heavyweight Championship? Should be a good one. All right, so let's talk about real quick. Let's talk more about Immortal 13. It comes to us live from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California on April 5th, the 13th at 13 Immortals. This will be the 13th. I'll tell you what, it always amazes me when I have to put a number behind something and it's that large. But that's just a few weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. And not only will we see some great matchups, we have a couple of great things that always happen at Immortal. First of all, the kickoff of the 12th annual Xanther Memorial Tournament. And we are currently still taking donations in the scene. I'm sure you've all JBS'd it for me. I would ask you continue to do so. We'll probably take donations at least for another week before we close donations down, and I just count up all the donations and divvy them out for prizes. And right now, as it stands, as a press time, 173.5 million coins have been donated, and 5,924 wrestler bucks. Plus, Extreme Enigma has donated his services and will create an entrance video for the winner. And Bubs has donated a company. So far, that's what we've got in prizes for the Xanther tournament, and that's pretty good. That's a pretty good count, and I'm sure it's not the total we would collect before it's all said and done. But again, folks, if you were one of the ones who donated, you will be getting a promo pick uh, for your efforts. And I want to thank you once again for. I mean, every year it amazes me how quickly and generous people are donating for this tournament that represents somebody that really meant a lot to this company when it first started. So thank you all very much for that, and we will have. I will be sharing that scene again later in the program. And then, of course, there is the RAWF Hall of Fame announcement. Who will be going into this year's class, the 2026 class of the RAWF Hall of Fame? And if you haven't seen it yet, I did earlier today put out the Hall of Fame suggestion scene, and quite a few people have made their opinions known already. So, and continue to do so. The Hall of Fame committee does take those into account when they get together and decide on who will be in the Hall of Fame. So please, we appreciate it if you tell us why you think they should go in, just to give us extra food to think about when we make our decision come late March, early April, so that we can make the announcements at Immortal. But this suggestion scene is up. Remember, it is not a voting scene, it is a suggestion scene. But we do take your input very seriously when we make our considerations. So that is what we're looking at so far for Immortal. I'm excited. El Vacant, how about you?
Oh, I'm always excited for this.
Yes,
Every year.
absolutely. It is going to be an incredible, incredible night, Will Immortal 13, when we kick off the Xanther, announce the Hall of Fame, and I'm excited to see what matchups we will have in store. All right, really quick, let's get to some GM reports, and we'll bring on the lovely Maeve O'Hare real quick. Maeve, I believe you had something you wanted to talk about.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm a wee bit distracted. I just wanted to say that we are moving into the money rounds for Bridget. Two folks have already locked in their slot. So that will be happening very soon. And on behalf of RFC, signups for the next round will be up sometime soon, I think.
All right. Thank you very much. I take it you're going to be you're speaking for Griffith, and I shouldn't bring him in at this moment, or should I?
I don't reckon you should right now.
Well,
Call it a hunch.
Well, I mean, I got to. Griffith, did you want to come in here and talk about this real quick? You said you had something.
Yeah. I'll keep it short and sweet. We have a new champion. Congratulations to Chris Cage. As Maeve just said, the new signups will be coming soon, but I also wanted to announce there's going to be a couple minor rules changes. So if you do sign up, please read the scene and notice the new rules. Thank you.
All right. When we'll be talking with Griffith later, and I'm not sure I should look forward to that. Thank you, Maeve. Oh, did you talk about Bridget? Did you want to?
That were the first thing I said, boss man.
Oh, I thought maybe you wanted to go into detail about who was still in.
I mean, we've only gotten 2 people who've punched their ticket so far, so
Yeah. Okay.
Well, who are they?
well, one of them is my tag partner who were just in here, so congratulations to English. And the other is Sibel, who's also out there, so congratulations to her as well.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Thank you, Maeve. You can go sit down and relax now.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. Hatfield McCoy signups, ladies and gentlemen. I will be closing them after the program. If you haven't gone in and signed up for Hatfield and McCoy, you only have a little time left to do so. They will officially close once this program is over. But I think pretty much everyone who wanted to sign up has. And it was I'm always surprised. Quite a few people. Quite a few people. So looking forward to getting that together, and we'll get those tournaments hopefully started tomorrow. Let's see. Tags. I believe tags just had round 3 come out today. Oh, round 2 today. Okay. What? Okay, never mind. Hold on. Okay. Round 2. No. All right. Round 3 will be out very soon. Anyways.
What he said.
What I said. Unstoppable's going to kill me. Anyways. Next up. I don't believe we have any other reports on the agenda, so let's bring on. We'll start with the lovely and bring her back in. Wait. Did I just hear what I think I heard?
You said lovely and talented, and
I did, ladies and gentlemen.
Studio Cat. Whoa! Studio Cat. Studio Cat.
Oh, the Studio Cat. Woohoo! Studio Cat for Hall of Fame. Oh, good Lord. Let's bring her back since she was just in here. Make her get up for just a few seconds. Told her to relax. That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Maeve O'Hare joining us once again. Hello, Maeve.
Why did you tell me to relax if you were just going to call me right back in here?
I forgot to look at my schedule here when I said that. I apologize. Besides, you got to have the grand entrance, right?
It's not that I mind you playing my music. It seems a bit silly.
I know. It happens that way sometimes. This is live radio. Anyways,
I mean, how does it feel to have to be shown up by a cat?
I mean, cats are adorable. I can't be mad at it.
There you go. See, yeah. But at any rate, Immortal season's here, Maeve, and Lent's over now, isn't it? Isn't Lent over?
No,
Oh,
Lent's
crap.
not over till Good Friday. I've still got like a month.
Oh Lord.
Do you not own calendars?
I do. I obviously, but
All right. So remember, we established that for some reason you've scheduled Immortal for Easter.
that's right.
Lent's over 2 days before that.
Okay, gotcha. Well, at any rate, I don't. Last week it was the last day of February, which means the first day of March was Sunday, and you are featured on the RAWF homepage as the March calendar girl. As you kind of do that for you every year.
I was going to say the last few years I've been on the March page.
You want me to change that up next year, or do you like?
I mean, I don't mind it. I like being on the March page. It doesn't. It's whatever you want. It's your creation. I trust your creative process.
She likes coming in like a lion.
What?
What? What?
No. Pass. At any rate.
Right.
So, obviously, not in contendership for any titles, unless, of course, you were able to win the biatch when it gets made and started, which I believe it just was. It does. Just moments ago, the biatch of the month kicked off, and it looks like you have a bye. So
I was going to say I usually don't fight in the first round of that.
Right. So I'm sure that the matchup.
I mean, I would certainly not turn up my nose at a chance to go after the estrogen title at Immortal.
Absolutely. You got Menifee taking on Enigma, Hot Cheese taking on Honey Thunder Nipples, Miss Luzon Warrior Queen Falcon taking on Olivia McGinnis, Sophia McFadden taking on Black Lilith, Sassy Applebee's taking on Jigs, Miss Beautiful taking on Psycho Girl, Kitty Kabam taking on the reigning estrogen champion Destroyer, Wildfire versus Faith Dunkerino, Bubs taking on Kicker, DW taking on Fabulous Diana, and Starlight taking on Natalia Nitro. So that's your first round of the biatch of the month. The arsehole of the month kicked off earlier this week, and there's 2 minutes. Oh, let's see. It was a small first round, but we are already in round 2, so they fought quick. Leo, Chev, and Flash Puck both got out of the first round to go into the second round. And there's just a long list of second round matches, and we'll get to that some other time. All right. At any rate, Maeve, with that being said, March is an up and down month for you.
No.
What St. Patty's Day is soon, isn't it? When is it?
The 17th.
The 17th. So 10 days till St. Patty's Day. And what's your plans this year for St. Patty's Day?
Oh, well, as you know, my home base here in the States is in Chicago, and they always dye the river green, so I always enjoy that. But for me, one of the most exciting things about St. Patrick's Day, besides the fact that Americans have very strange notions about it, is the fact that because it is the patron saint of Ireland's feast day, it's a break from fasting, so I'm excited to eat some real food.
No, you get to break. You get to take a break on St. Patty's Day. Is that right?
It is. It's exciting. It's celebrated much different here in the States than it is back home. But some of it started to grow on me. I'm still not much of a fan of the plastic patties. They're very strange folk. But I do like that, there's one day out of the year where everyone joins me in being Irish. And I mean, if you could be Irish, why wouldn't you be?
Absolutely. We had a great time in Dublin last year for St. Patty's Day. I might do that again. We might have to do that again next year.
Speaking of, there's a strange tradition that I found out about here in the States, and you put me in mind of it when you were reading off the first round of the estrogen matches, because they call it a jigs dinner. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
No.
So it's something that they do in places in the Midwest, and they do like this corned beef and cabbage and potato supper, and allegedly it's Irish, but it's something that a lot of places do for St. Patrick's Day. And so I just thought that were funny when you mentioned Jigs, that apparently she has a supper named after her.
Well, I have had corned beef and cabbage for St. Patty's Day before. I didn't realize it was called a Jig's dinner, but I have indulged in that tradition a few times in
I'll
my
tell you
life.
what, if you're willing to be brave, I will break out my very rusty cooking skills and make you an Irish stew for St. Patrick's Day. How's that sound?
But will you make him some soda bread?
I will make. I'm actually quite good at making soda bread. That I can make.
Soda bread. What kind of soda do you use in there? Root beer?
Baking?
Baking
Oh.
soda.
Oh, sorry.
You use baking soda and buttermilk instead of leavening.
Instead of what?
Leavening, like baking powder. You don't use chemical.
I've never heard of leavening.
Leavening.
I thought I thought that was like a country. So
That's Lebanon.
oh, okay.
Saints preserve us. Now I'm curious, boss man. Do you cook?
Oh hell no!
All right, I didn't reckon so, but I figured I'd ask. I don't like to make assumptions.
I burn macaroni and cheese.
Well,
That
don't
takes
do that.
time.
It's not very good when it's burnt.
You're telling me. But at any rate, no, I don't cook. That's what I eat a lot of takeout. Let's put it that
Oh,
way.
hold on. I broke it. Give me a second.
I mean, I spend more money at Del Vacan's taco trucks than I do on my hair care, and that's something that
And we appreciate that, boss.
Yeah.
That's not an insignificant expenditure.
I'm just
Look,
saying.
he keeps 2 of the trucks running by himself. At this point, I just keep one parked outside of his hotel wherever he's staying at every town.
I mean, at least he's well fed.
Yeah, you can definitely say that. At any rate, so May of Immortal 13 just a few weeks away, and you don't have a dance partner.
Are you not going to ask me about my Love Hurts match?
Oh yes, let's talk about your Love Hurts match.
Let's talk about my Love Hurts match.
I mean, you were victorious over Enigma, and talk to me about that.
Just like I promised. Maeve O'Hare is a woman of her word. And I had such a good time out there. I always have a good time facing my good friend Enigma. And whatever they say, I know that they love facing me too. So whatever they come on here and say, don't listen to them. They're just being silly. But you're right. I don't have a dance partner.
We need to have a concept for a Saints Preserve Us match.
Don't say that too loud. You'll give people in the audience ideas.
I said it too loud because I want to give people ideas.
I mean, that sounds like your headache to have and not mine. All means.
That's called me being a promoter.
Foreshadowing.
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
Something to that effect. So, something to think about as we have 4 weeks until Immortal 13.
That's true. As much as I'd like to say, oh yes, I'm gonna book it right now, Maeve O'Hare versus Destroyer for the women's championship, which I think would be a fantastic match. And if you're gonna promote something, you ought to promote that.
Well, you got to win the biatch first.
I know. There's steps in between there.
There is.
So that being said, my dance card is conspicuously open at the moment for Immortal.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a secret. There's someone out there in the green room who knows how to show a girl a good time. In other companies,
I don't think you're going to cheer him up like that.
Not trying to cheer anyone up. I was talking about Magnificent Michael.
Oh, never mind.
What were you talking about?
Nothing.
Anyway, so Magnificent Michael, I know that you've got something on your dance card for tomorrow, but have we ever had the Superstars title defended at Immortal?
Yes, once before.
Well, I think we
One
ought to make history repeat itself. So I'm going to lay out my challenge right now. Magnificent Michael, assuming that you hold on to that belt for the next 4 weeks, I would be honored if you would give me a date at Immortal to face you for it, since that's apparently the only way I'm going to get my hands on that belt. I won't even call you Brewer.
I'm never going to hear the end of that.
No, you're not. Not even a little bit. See? Ask and you shall receive.
All right. Well, we shall see how that all plays out. He's still got quite a few people to go through before he gets to
but
Immortal.
now I've got a vested interest in making sure that he holds on to that belt till Immortal, don't I?
Yeah, you do. You do. All right. Well, with that being said, Maeve, you got the challenge out there. We shall see what happens. Anything else you want to discuss before we move on?
No, I know you got a whole queue of folks lining up, so I will go back out and see what I can get, what some kind of mischief I can get myself into. And I have a funny joke for you next week when we're not quite so swamped. I know it's always busy right after the pay-per-view's over. So remind me next week and I'll tell you my funny joke.
All right. Thank you, ladies and thank you, Maeve. I appreciate it. You have a good evening. That was Maeve O'Hare, ladies and gentlemen, and she's looking forward to Immortal, as most of us are. All right. Speaking of a man who had a career night at Love Hurts, he walked away the new multimedia champion and as well as the reigning Platinum Dragon champion. He is the one and only.
One time for the people in the rafters. One time for the ones that they laughed at. Yeah. Yeah. Walking down the ramp, gold scales on my back. Every step heavy like I'm dragging all the past. They said know your place. You a footnote kid, now the headlines. Flaming my fist, I took every cheap shot. Every boo, every loss. Turned it down to a crown. Made a throne from the cars. They built a glass ceiling, I turned it to sand. Now it's dust on my boots when I raise my hand. You feel that rumble? That's the tide getting loud. Every scar on my knuckles is a promise to the crowd. I'm the golden dragon, breaking every chain. From the nosebleeds down to the barricade, they chant my name. I hear golden dragon. I don't bow, I don't fall from the fire, from the struggle I was forged sitting gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is your reigning Platinum Dragon and Multimedia Champion. Please welcome the Golden Dragon Kenta to the program.
Hello, everybody. LA, senior vacants.
Oh, hi.
As
I
I told
love
you
the new
before
music.
last week, LA, I like to prefer to be called as the Platinum Media Dragon Champion.
The Platinum Media Dragon Champion. Well, okay, if you want to combine the two, I suppose we can do that. But first of all, let's talk about that you have an opportunity. You had promised that if you held onto the Platinum Dragon Championship at Love Hurts, you would defend it next week on March 15th against somebody, but you hadn't decided who. Have you made that decision at this point?
It's
Or
it's still randomized, but you have brought out your rankings, so I have to reshuffle the names.
That's fair.
And
That's
I will
fair.
give you the name maybe later this week, and you can announce it on after hours next week.
That sounds good. Sounds good. So we know indeed that you will be defending that next week So there's a chance you may not go to Immortal. A slight chance, we'll say, depending on who you choose. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see who you choose for that title. But
I'm
uh,
I'm gonna choose someone that I have good respect for and like a hard competitor, not like a subpar competitor like Diesel Warrior.
speaking of DW, she and Michael Brewer will be competing tomorrow on Superstars for an opportunity at the Multimedia Championship. So you may be facing DW again at Immortal for that, but for a different title. But yet, still, I take it the you are never going to forget what she did when she was Platinum Dragon champion, and you made the call out, right?
Never, nope. You know how Asians live like they are 80 years old but they look 60? It's because of spite. And that's what I'm doing here. I finally found my way to become younger.
Through spite, all things are possible.
Well,
Yes.
that's fair. That's fair, and it's good motivation, and certainly, you know, if DW were here, he'd be saying, "Well, you're still holding on to that." Yes, DW, he is, and I would too, because anything that you in this business you can use as a motivation is a good thing. You know, this isn't you know you're we're not working at Wendy's here. We work in professional wrestling, so yeah, that's how it works. But at any rate, so who would you rather see at Immortal face you for the multimedia champion? Would you want to see DW again,
Oh
or
hell
would
no,
you want to
no.
see?
No.
Would you
No.
would you want to rather see Michael Brewer?
Yes, yes. Yes, I would rather fight Michael than DW because she tends to revise history. Have you seen her recap of our match?
No,
She made it
no,
out
I
like I pinned her, but everybody saw that she tapped out to the Dragon Sleeper. So, I'd rather dodge the bullet again.
well, you know, some people are like that. They don't want to admit to what exactly happened. So, uh, not justifying it, just saying. At any rate, so you would rather see Michael Brewer challenge you for the multimedia contendership at Immortal. Talk to me about facing a legend as big as Michael Brewer, because he really is a legend.
Well, me and Michael and Brewer and Nikki go way back in Japan. We spent a couple of years together in the underworld, if you know what I mean, running a lot of stuff off the books, maybe allegedly making people disappear before we turned our ways and go to professional wrestling. But yeah, it would be an honor to face the man who picked me as his right hand man before. And this time it's tables turned. I'm the champion, he's the challenger. And hopefully we can make good music together in Immortal.
So there's a good story there either way, even if it is DW. It's still a good story, but an even better story if it's you and Brewer. Is that
Oh,
what I'm
hell
hearing?
yes.
Okay. Well, that's fair. That's fair. And then the two people competing for a shot at the Platinum Dragon Championship that you may or may not hold when Immortal comes around are two RAWF legends. They are the unsettled Chris Cage and Hobo Ezekiel. Do you have a prediction slash choice in who you want to see win that match tomorrow?
Mm. Mr. Stab Me or Mr. Moose Guy? Huh.
Sure, we can go with that.
That's I want to face Chris Cage because he looks like a fun guy to work with and a fun guy to wrestle with without, without the death match kind of situation. I've been
Okay.
I've been a fan of him for a while now, and I would love to face him. And I don't mind facing also Hobo Ezekiel, because again he Hobo is one of my favorites right now. Promos. Sometimes I can understand him, but he's fun to be around. And he's got that moose around him. I would love to face. I would love to face both of them. That's it. Like whoever wins that match, and if I survive, I would love to face both of them. No, no, I don't know, Miss. No, I do not like the idea of Miss D in the ringside. Oh God, no. I'm gonna get,
I'm,
I'm gonna get stabbed for Immortal, am I?
I have to congratulate you on probably, you know, retaining the Platinum Dragon Championship was one thing against EW. Kudos to you. But I'll be honest with you, and I think I speak for a lot of people. Did not expect you to walk away with that multimedia championship at Love Hurts. So kudos to you. I think that in itself may have been the greatest victory of your RAWF career.
That might be, yes. Honestly, Mr. Griffith Davion gave me a black eye in that match, but he was more focused on beating my ass than actually beating me in the match. And as everybody knows, I'm a wrestling Yoda. I'm a wrestling genius. And this is a wrestling match. So I took advantage of that and kicked him in the side of the head, stunned him for a bit. 1, 2, 3. He kicked out at the third count. That's it. That's all she wrote. I took advantage of his emotions, and here we are, Platinum Media Dragon Champion.
All right. Well, Kenta, is there anything, LA, anything you'd like to ask Kenta? El Vacant?
Oh, sorry, I was contemplating my navel. It's an interesting way to look at that match, I guess. It's not what I would say happened, but look, I wasn't in there. Maybe he was more interested in beating you down than retaining his title. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. I will say, you've had his attention since you showed up.
I've had everybody's attention since I showed up.
I don't think in the same way.
Oh. Is that bad?
Probably ain't good.
Huh.
I mean, it is. I don't want to say too much about it. I just want to congratulate you on a huge victory for the multimedia.
Oh, absolutely, a huge victory. Not taking anything away from you. You walked in there with a job to do. You did it. You had the belt on your shoulder to prove that you did it. Congratulations. Not a lot of people have done what you have now done. You've joined a fairly rarefied air in someone who pissed Griffith off and then managed to beat him. In fact, I'm fairly certain that number is in single digits. So go you. I will be curious to see how that goes forward for you.
Hopefully in a right path, I hope.
Yes, absolutely. Kenta, thank you for joining us this evening. By the way, love the new song. I hope you enjoyed the entrance video that I made for it.
Yeah, I thank you, Mr. L. I love the video, and thank you for incorporating the new song.
And just to let you know and let everyone else know, you only get to change your theme song once a year, if that. So this is what you get for a year at least.
Okay.
Because a lot of people like to surprise me. Oh, I want to change it 2 or 3 times. No, no, you know.
I think it's my second change in the past year, I guess.
Yeah, so you don't get it. You don't
that was
get
his
it
way
for
of
a
telling
while.
him you're done.
You may be done for a while.
That's
just
fine,
let you know.
I love the song.
All right, that is a great song. Ladies and gentlemen, he is your Platinum Dragon and Multimedia Champion. He is the Golden Dragon, Kenta. Thank you, Kenta.
Have a golden day, everybody.
All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think this person's in a very good mood, but I'm sure we uh, find out what their mindset is coming out of Love Hurts. We spoke to their opponent from Love Hurts a little while ago in Maeve O'Hare. Let's talk to. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Extreme Enigma. And Enigma, that rule does not apply to you. In fact, I'm begging you to change your theme song.
Hey, I'm just waiting on word back from you about that thing I hit you up about there, LA. How you
Oh,
doing
that's
tonight?
right. You know what? You got to keep reminding me sometimes because that was a
Because
few
he's a
weeks ago.
blonde.
I'm a blonde. You remember that, right? So are you now, to be honest, to be fair, right? Or have you changed it again?
Nope, still blonde.
Okay. Well, I will try to get to that here very soon. But at any rate, Sigma, how's it going? First of all, do you have anything to report from Iconoclash? I didn't think you did, but I could be wrong.
Nope. After seeing the result from Love Hurts, I got to do that minor adjustment I announced at the beginning of the scene. I would also like to point out if y'all could use your eyes and count when signing up for Arcana Clash, that'd be great. There's about a third of you that signed up when it's a 20 tops sign up. I know counting is a privilege. Learn it. We pay you enough.
Wow, yeah, somebody's a little salty today. Talk to me about why you're salty.
Uh, there's the obvious part. I mean, not being in the top 25. I mean, I'll just skip the wah, skip the crying. How far off was I?
You really want to know?
Oh yeah, I want to know. Yeah.
You were 26th.
Ah,
1 point off top 25.
ah, sick.
I'm sure that didn't make you feel any better.
Nope. Answer me this. Was the promo I dropped a couple days ago in time?
Yes.
Sick. Awesome.
He did ask if you wanted to know.
Did did I mention that you? No, I'm not going to tell you any further.
No, now
We'll
you
just go with
gotta.
that.
Now you gotta, LA, or else I'm force feeding you a star fuel. The hard part first. It's all hard.
You had the same amount of points as number 25, but you had the worst record.
Yeah. Yeah. Immortal season, baby!
I'm you asked. You asked.
You did.
Let's your problem was definitely not your talking this period. It was
So wait, are you saying that it was a skill issue?
a
Bacon,
5
I
and 7
swear to fuck.
a 5 and 7 win-loss record.
At any rate, I'm not feeling great to answer the inevitable re-up of the question. That all aside, this is not where I was a year ago. A year ago, I was looking very fucking good. 3 matches at Immortal 12. That was fucking great. Currently 0 for Immortal 13. Remember when I said 13 was my lucky number? I think I fucked myself. I think I slipped on a proverbial banana peel there. Yo, woo! Damn. There's no going around it. I ate shit on the rankings via that win-loss record. It's a little extra annoying knowing I was that close, but if I just sat here whining the whole time, I'd be no better than the people who couldn't shine my boots here in RWF.
It is what it is. I mean, there were some prize names that didn't make it, and you were certainly one of them. So, better luck for anniversary, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh God, if I can drone for just a moment, LA, this has put me in that sort of introspective, like really deep thought process mood that you usually get out of some blonde-haired, blue-eyed face and certain companies that just makes you want to talk for an hour, but I can summarize it much quicker. Coming up on the biggest event of the year in Immortal, nothing comes close to this. With no due disrespect to any other company, this is the marquee event of the year. And at least at time of standing, I still got Biatch of the Month, I got tags, I got all these possibilities. Not having a spot in that card, it stings. It stings a lot. I'm not happy with my position, but I'm not the type of person to just sit back and call it quits right then and there. I still got chances. They're lofty chances. Tags, we had the one great season, me and my tag partner Jobu, that we kind of started middling around, but Jobu's starting to lock in. I'm feeling good about that. Biatch of the Month, I have never won that. It was the first time for everything. I'm feeling confident about that. Confidence is a weird word though, because I always feel confident lately. Ever since I won the multimedia title at Immortal last year, confident has been a word in my dictionary more commonplace than Starfuel, and that's fucking saying something. I need to stop just feeling confident. I almost wonder if I need to stop feeling. Because back when I was, just this little angry guy biting at anybody that got too close to me like a snake in the grass, I feel like I almost had a little more success. Ever since I mellowed out, I had a little bit of success. I got it ripped away from me. I had a little bit of a title, a little bit of a platinum title, had that ripped away from me. I feel like this confidence is translating into complacency, and that does not make me feel good. So maybe it's time to stop feeling so many different things: confidence, feeling good, feeling frustrated, and just start kind of settling back into that role of not feeling anything. And not in this whiny emo way like Chris Cage's first couple months as being unsettled before he realized, hey, murder gets clicks. But just focus. Do you know what I mean here, LA?
Yes. Yes. I do. But my question is now, your dance card is empty for Immortal. What do you plan on doing to make a statement at the biggest show of the year?
Who knows? Even if it was my name instead of Magnificent Michaels, I wouldn't take the easy way of a repeat opponent because Maeve, A, deserves a different opponent, and B, deserves a better opponent. I lost. People I've been trying to get my grubby little hands on for months and months are otherwise occupied as of right now. Can't quite go after Sheik because he's the big dog. I don't think he'd take a normal one-on-one match, nor would I want to distract him. The regular rotation, honestly, the rest of Cerberus, they're all doing their own fucking thing. Nobody has that open card that I haven't tussled with before, at least recently in some small regard. My dance card is not just empty, it's a little barren. Sitting right here, right now in the studio, I've got nothing lined up.
I mean, that could change. There are still some things you could win, like the Biatch or the Hatfield and McCoy, and get yourself into the title picture at Immortal. But,
hell, I could win my own division. This is that multiple of fifth thing where I decide to throw myself in just for the pure sake of trying my own cooking. I could Vince McMahon my way to a title match if I tried it hard enough.
I suppose that's true. So I mean, it's not all. It's not a given that you're not going to be in a title match at Immortal, but still, you need to do something, right?
Yeah, I'll make it on that card. Fuck, I don't care if I have to wrestle a can of Starfield. I'm not gonna sit back and miss the biggest show of the year. Blah blah blah. This that. No, just because I don't have a title match, I'll find a way. I'll face a random debuting superstar. I'll face a returning legend. I'll face ULA. I'll face you, Vacant. I'll face a fucking hack like Soul Reaper if I have to get my name on that card. Because just because I don't feel as many things that I want to be able to feel because I realize I gotta stop feeling doesn't mean I'm gonna stop trying. It's trying 24/7 around here because, I've said it quite often in the past couple of months. I'll just reiterate it because it's not said enough apparently. A lot of people in this company too fucking comfortable sitting back. Me, I ain't about that life. I go hard in the paint. I might not get bitches, but I get opportunities. Wanna know why? Because I keep fucking trying. So if it's against a good opponent, or like I said, if it's against Soul Reaper, I'll get somebody. Preferably not Soul Reaper. I like simple matches.
All right. Anything to ask Enigma or Vacant?
I mean, I think I just got challenged to a fight at Immortal.
If I'm desperate enough, Taco Truck
Wait,
Boy, I should say.
Sorry. You have to be desperate to face the most recognized champion in the history of the world.
You're not pairing on a greatness.
No, I have literally no single person has held every single title in the world other than me. I'm the only one to have ever done it.
I don't know. You haven't held the LCW World title.
I absolutely have. In fact,
shit.
I was the first holder of it. If you go back and look, you will see.
When you opened the company, who was sitting there as the champion? Enigma.
You go back and look. There's a picture of me, all in gray, says vacant right underneath it. It was me.
Actually, that was back when we were cosplaying Impact Wrestling. Legacy started off with Dez.
That doesn't count. You just renamed the company. I still held the belt originally. You just renamed the company.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, all right, Enigma.
That's like saying this person wasn't the first champion on Raw because we changed the name of the Raw title. Like, no.
Your mother.
Sorry, no.
Your mother. All right, Enigma, thank you for joining us this evening. We'll see what the road to Immortal leads for you in the coming weeks. Have a good evening.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk to the reigning Iron Fist champion as well as former Triple Crown champion and has an opportunity at possibly the Platinum Dragon Championship come Immortal 13. Let's talk to the unsettled one himself.
You can run, but there's no place to hide. In my eyes, see the devil inside. Follow me if you want to die. Chris Cage, the unsettled one, the lost soul, Nightmare's champion. One by one, you all shall fall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the unsettled Chris Cage is joining us. Good evening, Chris.
First off, Enigma lost again, and he's not in the top 25. Lost by 1 point to my fiance.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, technically, he tied your
Gotta
fiance.
love it.
She just had a better record.
Yeah, well, scale issue.
That's
Got
what
it.
I said.
Anyways, hi.
So it was a bittersweet love hurts for you. Became the new Iron Fist champion, but did not retain the Triple Crown champion. Was love hurts a good night or a bad night in that regard?
That depends how you look at it. First of all, Dev beat 2 undefeated people to become Triple Crown champion. So, yeah, that says it all right there.
That
Was the underdog. LA jinxed me, but congratulations to her, and she's gonna have a tough fight regardless of who wins the contender matches. That being said, Blake Bradley, oof, oof. Didn't get a welcome home that he was expecting. He got a receipt, and it was paid in full, and it was paid in blood, and it was paid in broken bones. And if he's even able to make it to Immortal, I'll be shocked, frankly.
It was a brutal match. There was no doubt about it. But it was one of the greatest matches in Love Hurts history, to say the least. So there was that. But now the opportunity arises for the unsettled Chris Cage to possibly go to Immortal 13 to challenge for the Platinum Dragon Championship, which I do not think you have ever held. Am I correct about that?
I have never held it, and in the top 3 belts in this company, it's the only one I haven't held.
That's true. You are a former world champion, former national champion, but you have never gotten your hands on the Platinum Dragon. Talk to me about what that would mean to you.
Well, not only do I want to get my hands on that belt, but if you look at the national championship run I had, if you look at the world championship run I had, I'm looking to take it, and I'm looking to keep it, and I'm looking to make the belt proud and to raise the already illustrious prestige of that championship to another level, because that's what I do. I take a championship, I carry it with pride, and it doesn't matter what the name says in the championship. The 4 letters that matter are RAWF, and I survive as RAWF champion again and again and again. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm a little upset at Paragon because I would much rather face Paragon than ever fight Hobo Ezekiel in a sanctioned match because he bites. First of all, he smells. Second of all, third of all, I hate him, and fourth of all, he's so annoying. Like, LA, how do you let a moose to ringside? Like, what kind of barnyard shenanigans is that? That you not only let a moose backstage, but a baby moose. I mean, they poop everywhere. Do you not understand how bad they smell?
I mean, yes, we've had some complaints, but at the same time, it was in Hobo's contract that he was allowed to bring the moose, and as long as he does clean up after them. When
Does he?
I mean, yeah, he takes his time about it, but it just yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
understand what you.
yeah. So maybe no mooses at ringside? Meese,
Uh,
whatever they're called. Pretty sure it's mooses.
Moose.
Well, we'll we'll
Moose.
we'll discuss that at a later time. But you do have to get past Hobo tomorrow to be able to get an opportunity to Platinum Dragon Championship. And obviously, I didn't know the two of you were that you didn't like him that much. I did not realize that. But
Do you
uh,
not remember when he ended, was having a big feud with this guy's fiance? He's not
well,
super forgiving about such things.
oh, that's a good point. But I thought that got
Not
all.
only that, but the stuff in Go Big Bro. I had to share a room with him at one point. I mean, granted, there was a wall between us, but still, it's like a man that loud and that smelly, you might as well be in the same room.
Well, I
To
just
to his credit, to his credit, Hobo is a a sleeping giant, to put it nicely. He is a man who, when he's on, and when he's ready to fight, he's ready to fight. And I'll give Hobo that credit every time he steps in the ring with me. He's ready to fight because he knows I'm ready for a fight. So it's going to be a heck of a match. But Kenta out there looking a little too comfortable, looking a little too cocky. And I know a certain Immortal is got his eyes locked on him and he's looking to get a pound of flesh, but hey Griff, leave some for me, please, because I'm going to take that championship the fucking first opportunity I get. So if I'm the random person that gets selected in the open challenge match he's doing, I'm gonna take it then. If I beat Hobo Ezekiel and go to Immortal and have to face him, I'm gonna take it then. It's just a matter of time. And Kenta, you have something that I want, and I always get what I want.
Goodness. Wow. Any questions for Chris Cage over here?
I mean, I kind of want to delve into that I always get what I want thing, but I feel like that goes somewhere bad quickly. And Destroyer's out there, and she'll answer questions we didn't ask. So, You know, I do have a question. When you know, technically, if you win this, you might be one of the first people to qualify for a second item on the truck menu. Oh God! Oh God! I just realized something.
What's that?
Oh God, no!
What?
I have to give Sheik a menu item.
Oh damn!
Didn't
You
we
mean he
talk about
didn't
this
get?
a couple weeks ago?
He didn't get one on his first reign?
No,
I think he declined it, right?
no.
Oh.
I hadn't established that like anyone who won the title had gotten it at that point.
Oh.
And he had a competing business at that time.
What happened? He might want couscous on his taco.
Gonna make a camel spit stew or something. I don't know.
No, Chaz. Only world champions get a taco, get a menu item. He just says that El Vacant decide.
No, actually, he's right. He's technically. Technically, I often give them to people for platinum if it's their first time holding it. I do owe Chaz an item. I told him ages ago that he was supposed to tell me what he wanted, and he never answered me.
To be fair, Chaz, you already have your hot sauce.
And that shit goes on everything.
Yeah. I put that on everything.
Yes, Kenta, we also have to talk about a menu item for you at the taco truck.
Oh, good lord! You got some negotiations to do there.
Now serving dragon.
Wait, did you get Enigma one too?
Wait, Enigma one? When did Enigma? I have to rethink this rule.
Enigma was Platinum Dragon champion as well. Yeah, you just added a shitload of people taco menu items.
It's okay, Bacon. Everyone forgot Enigma was champion.
Wow.
I mean, he didn't defend it.
Maybe that's the role, because you have to defend it once before I go to attack an item.
You got to prove it wasn't a fluke, you know.
It also keeps me from having to give one to Sheik, because he won't defend it.
Yeah,
new rule.
New rule.
You have to win the belt and defend it once. That's the new rule. Got it.
That's fair.
Wait, does that mean you're going to cancel any taco items that the people you gave to that?
Actually, I don't think I gave any taco items to anyone who didn't defend.
No, okay.
He doesn't just hand out taco items.
That's fair.
But yeah, Kenta still gets one because he defended.
Twice. He's defended the Platinum Dragon twice now successfully. So, and is going might do so again next week. We'll find out. But
I don't look. Mexican Asian fusion works really well, honestly. So we'll come up with something good.
All right. So, with that being said, Chris, any final thoughts on what's going on? The road to Immortal is upon us, and you at least have the Iron Fist Championship, most likely to defend at Immortal, and possibly a Platinum Dragon shot. Talk to me about what Immortal means to you.
So Immortal, well, first of all, what it means to everybody, it's the WrestleMania, it's the Super Bowl, it's the be all end all, it's the big show. And if you don't know that, well, then you're not paying attention. Uh, yeah, it means everything. I'm fortunate enough to have main evented as world champion and Immortal, and I walked out with the belt. I won 5 belts, or I had 5 matches, I mean, and walked out with multiple belts at Immortal. I solidified myself as a mainstay in this company versus the Paragon of Greatness in a cut your heart out match at Immortal. Um, yeah, it's I'm looking to make more history, and I'm looking to keep Immortal as my showcase, as well as whoever's in the main event. Even if I'm not in the main event, I'm gonna do anything I can to make everyone understand exactly who I am. And that's what I'm gonna do over and over and over until they get sick of me. And most of them already are. But for the ones that aren't, well, your time will come, one by one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is the unsettled Chris Cage. Will he punch his ticket to Immortal tomorrow when he faces Hobo Ezekiel for a shot at the Platinum Dragon Championship? We find out here in Salt Lake tomorrow night. Good luck, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we better. This is going to be a rough one, I have a feeling, but it's got to be done. Let's bring in the one who claims, has always said that this pay per view belongs to him because it's named after him. He is the one and only.
From shadows deep, he rises, a warrior born of fate. With steel in his eyes, the tempest shall not wait. Memento mori, the call echoes through the night. His spirit will not fall. Ready for the fight. Griffin Davion, the immortal one, eternal champion, his worst ever done. Hunter of monsters, affection of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages, his head held high. An immortal legend that will never die.
Ladies and gentlemen, the immortal Griffith is here, and as we noticed earlier, not in the best of moods. Griffith, good evening.
Evening. Yeah, no, I would not say what I am in is a good mood. And many people seem determined to see how far they can push that mood this evening. I'll leave it at this. There's a bunch of you that should be thanking Maeve very hard right now.
Well, we won't dwell too much on what happened at Lovehurst. We already covered that with Kent.
I have had enough. Keep it up, and I will knock your teeth so far down your throat, the next time you laugh, it'll be shooting ping pong balls across the field like the whore you are. You will not disrespect me. I have taught you this lesson before, and I am willing and able to teach it again. anyone else out there in that room thinks that it's a good time to test me, stand the fuck up. Because I'll put you right back down. That was a mistake, Enigma.
Oh my word.
Book it. Tonight.
What? No, easy, Griff. Easy.
There is no easy.
All right, I get it. I understand. It was not an easy loss that you suffered at Love Hurts, and I understand why. Why don't we focus on the future rather than the past for the moment? Because tomorrow you do have a contenders match for the
Oh, I
Triple
am
Crown
focused on
Championship.
the future, LA. You see, because in my future, I right some wrongs. I remind people of things they've forgotten. And apparently I take back a belt that I thought I was done with. But let's be clear about a few things. Kenta was in here earlier and talking about his matches. And I'm not mad he won. I'm not even really mad at him, per se. Kind of mad at me. Because he said something earlier that, well, I don't like it. I don't like that it's true. I have to admit it is true. You see, because I didn't go into that match trying to keep a belt. I went into that match trying to teach a lesson, and the mistake I made was thinking that it would be an easy lesson. That I underestimated. I fully admitted I underestimated Kenta. I will absolutely say it here and now. He is a better fighter than I thought he was, and good for him. He kept his eyes on the prize, and he did what he needed to do. Not a lot of people have the stamina when they're facing the Tempest to keep their eye on the end goal. Usually they're just trying to survive, and I take advantage of that. So congratulations, Kenta. You took my title. You survived the wrath of the storm. But did you think it was just a flash in the pan? Did you think that walking out of Love Hurts with my belt would end this? Because you still haven't learned your lesson. And you see, I pointed something out before Love Hurts, and it still remains true. Hey, Gray Boy, what did I rank in at this end period? Where did I land? 13th, I think. Right, so in the top 25, unlike Enigma. Ouch, but yes. So that means I'm eligible to make challenges, correct, boss?
You are?
So let's start with the easy one. Kenta, I'm challenging you for a rematch for my title. You think that it wasn't a fluke that you managed to beat me. You think that you're, this new multi-platinum champion. Face me again. See how it goes. But if you say yes, and I win, and I take back my title, I get a shot at the Platinum Dragon. Let's see if your mouth can, well, I should say your spirit can back up your mouth. None of this hiding behind, oh, it's a random draw. None of this hiding behind, oh, I put it past me. You're called out. If you're the fighting champion you say you are, you'll step up. And if not, I see you. And I'll move on. It's up to you, balls in your court, boy.
Well, that wasn't unexpected. I had a feeling you would do something as such. So we'll see what Kenta's answer is. Of course, Kenta also has a Platinum Dragon title match that he hasn't decided an opponent for next week. Just bringing that up.
Sorry, I was paying attention to the apparent chaos I've just caused in your green room. What?
Well, there's Kenta's response right there.
Are you offering to put that up instead without the contingency? Because I'll say yes in a heartbeat. I guess I said it once tonight. I'll say it again, boss. Book it.
All right, it's official. Next week, the Platinum Dragon Championship will be on the line. Kenta will defend against the Immortal Griffith. Next Superstars, next Sunday. That's the choice. That's the person. That's it. It is what it is. Wow. All right. There we go. You get an opportunity, a little bit payback next week in Seattle.
You know what? I will say this. I don't think it's a smart decision, but the one thing I've never said about Kenta is that he lacks balls. I will see you next week, sir.
Look, it is done. It is indeed official. The Immortal Griffith will challenge for the Platinum Dragon Championship next week here in Seattle. Well, he sounded a little better once that happened.
I mean, it opens him up not only to getting back onto a guaranteed shot at Immortal, but at the Platinum Dragon level.
Yep. So that is what it is. Kenta the balls. I almost had a feeling it would be something like that happen tonight. So
I don't think anyone was stunned that Griff came in here going, I'm going to call him. I mean, he kind of literally said before the match he was going to call him out either way. So,
right. All right. So that is next week, but let's talk with someone else here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk to a man who was the World Heavyweight Champion, but let's find out his take on what's going on here as we make the journey to Immortal. Ladies and gentlemen, he is...
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the God King. Paragon of greatness, about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. Eons ago, before time existed, they lived in the heavens and the rain persisted.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Big Purple is here, the Paragon of Greatness. Good evening, Paragon.
Good evening, Amadeus. It's getting a little bit intense in here.
Just a little bit, but what else would you expect from Immortal season? How you doing tonight, Paragon?
I mean, obviously I could be doing better, but it's you know what season it is. You know what discussion thread came up today, so you know that I'm still in a good mood regardless.
Well, I mean, we could talk about what happened at Lovehurst, but we all saw it, we all know, and I mean, in a way, considering what you normally go through in an Immortal season, fighting for the main event or being in the main event, maybe this year a little bit more laid back. But then again, I don't know if facing Denzel tomorrow you call that laid back. But did you want to explain why you chose to drop out of Platinum Dragon Contenders and go for Midnight Hobo?
I will, but I think out of begrudging respect, I will first not gloss over the Teflon Sheik. Look, it was an outstanding match by the man. Nobody can take that away. He earned that World Heavyweight Championship, and okay, so we all know that Teflon Sheik has been the World Heavyweight Champion before. But we also know that now that he's actually won this championship in a non-controversial way, this feels so much different for the Teflon Sheik. And I've always said that I wanted to lose the championship to first-time champions. And I think that while the record books may say otherwise, this feels like the first real world heavyweight championship for Teflon Sheik. And as much as I'm loath to say it, he wrestled an excellent match, and it's gonna be interesting come Immortal. That being said, the reason that I've challenged down for the Midnight Hobo Championship, as you might have predicted, as in fact you said earlier today, of course, part of that reasoning is there's one rankings championship in RAWF that I have not held, and that is the Midnight Hobo Championship. I would like to check that off the list. It's Immortal, obviously. Being in the main event, that's kind of my thing, and that's kind of fallen out of the possibilities this year. So I'm looking to do something special, something that is meaningful to myself at the biggest show. That is, of course, the opportunity. However, that's not the only reason. You see, when I won the World Heavyweight Championship a while back, I'd said something to the effect of how I wanted to be a champion of opportunities. That goes very hand in hand with what I had just said about first-time champions, things like that. I don't want to be one of those champions that holds a death grip over the company, keeps the roster for ransom, and won't let go of that top spot. I want to see new people blossom into their roles and have an opportunity to become a star. And sure, I could challenge my best friend Chris Cage to a match to go on to the Platinum Dragon Championship. And sure, for the sake of argument, let's say we know my resume, we know my history. Let's say that in any given match that's not against the cranky Immortal that I just saw walking past me to the green room, I'm probably the favorite.
He is kind of cranky.
Just for the sake of argument, let's assume I fight Chris Cage. I beat Chris Cage. I go on to fight, again, let's say Kenta, and I beat Kenta. I win the Platinum Dragon Championship, and it's an incredible honor. It really is. This championship means an immense amount to me and even more to the company as a whole. What does that really achieve for the Paragon of Greatness? What one step closer to catching my brother in the race for most Platinum Dragon Championship reigns? People have seen that. People are done with that. I wouldn't want to step in the way of somebody who deserves that opportunity more. And I think being able to see my bestie and my favorite person in the world, Hobo Ezekiel, going up against each other, not only as a fan of these two men, but as a fan of this sport, that is an incredible match. And to see them go up against possibly the most exciting new face in the shuffle at the top of the RAWF card, Kenta, this guy that kind of was around for a while but never really did much, and then just suddenly burst onto the scene as like a big name. To see him have this match against either one of those two on the biggest stage would be great. That being said, I wanted to come on here tonight to issue an apology. I was going to apologize to Kenta simply because I felt that perhaps by making this decision, I might have robbed him of the opportunity to face off against Paragon of Greatness at Immortal. It's generally a spectacle, whatever match I have at the pay-per-view. I know that I've gone to great lengths to create that aura every year. But I think that, you said that you weren't surprised. I wasn't surprised. Jimmy's third cousin's aunt's mother down the street knew that Griffith was going to challenge Kenta to a title match. He was going to cluck like a chicken, and Kenta would go full Marty McFly, accept that challenge, and he was going to lose the belt. So I kind of figured the winner of Hobo and Chris is probably fighting Griffith. I know that Griffith actually initially challenged for another title, but I think that we all kind of anticipated he was going to be the Platinum Dragon champion come Immortal. So Kenta, if you win that match, I do have sincere apologies to you. However, my apology really comes to Iceman Jer, because this is not a personal chase after you. And should I beat Denzel the Giant, and I will talk about that in a moment, should I beat Denzel the Giant, this was not a personal attack at you or your character. This was not some sort of ploy to take something from you. You happen to be the Midnight Hobo champion in an unfortunate time and space. This is not about you, and I do sincerely apologize if you felt like you were personally attacked in any way. That being said, there's a bit of a rub when it comes to making a blind challenge downward for a championship like this. I kind of had a suspicion that Hobo Ezekiel might be the person that moves up into the Platinum Dragon contendership match, but the points get a lot closer and a lot murkier the further down the rankings. It is impossible to predict who you may or may not be facing off in that contendership match. And I'll tell you, of all of the pool of possible opponents in RAWF, that big freaking loud giant is one of the worst people that you could be like, surprise, guess who you're against? I suddenly find myself in a situation where I may have made a massive mistake, because I am staring down the barrel of the biggest man on the roster, the loudest man on the roster, and one of the most dangerous men on the roster. And should I fail that opportunity, I will be looking at, for the first time in my entire career in RAWF, having nothing on the cards for Immortal. I mean, every year it's become a tradition. I usually have a special attraction match, something that's been built to a lot. It's kind of part of the Immortal tradition because of personal situations with my manager throughout the year. I was unable to arrange anything this year. I don't have that to fall back on. I don't have the World Heavyweight Championship. Fun fact, my very first Immortal was Immortal 5, where I challenged for the Platinum Dragon Championship. Every Immortal since Immortal 5, with the exception of Immortal 9, I was in the World Heavyweight Championship match. And in Immortal 9, I was also in the Platinum Dragon Championship match. So this, regardless, will be the first time I walk into Immortal not in the Platinum Dragon or World Heavyweight Championship match. And that was a decision potentially made by myself to step away from the Platinum Dragon contendership match, because I think that it's time for other people to have those opportunities. And while that does weigh heavily on me, and it may be something I regret in the future, I think that it was the right decision. Whether it's the decision that makes me feel the best, whether it's the decision that does the most for me, remains to be seen. But what's right and what's easy are not always the same decision. So going into Immortal, my hope is to challenge Iceman Jer for the Midnight Hobo Championship. Should that not happen, you know that I'm not going to lay down at Immortal and let nothing happen. I will make something out of nothing. I will have a special night planned for our fans, no matter what road takes me there. That being said, I'm joking, but also if you want to do it, I could go full Griffith here. So, Sheik, if you want to put that Immortal main event on the line, hey, consider yourself challenged, buddy.
All right.
I'm gonna guess his answer is gonna be no.
I would be shocked I would be absolutely shocked if the Teflon Sheik took you up on that.
Oh, look, man, not to undercut the gravity of what I was saying before. Obviously, I'm not being serious. I don't expect a yes. I'm not like giving the full pitch. But hey, if Sheik wants to do it, I'm down. But really, I know where we're standing at Immortal Time, and hope to see you there, Jer.
All right, that is the Paragon of Greatness, ladies and gentlemen, taking on Denzel the Giant tomorrow. And for an opportunity at the Midnight Hobo Championship, a title he has never held. We will see what happens. Thank you, Paragon.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you know something, El Vacant? I've been remiss. I kind of left something back on the back burner.
Remiss?
Yes. Well, I mean, I announced all the contender matches and title matches for Superstars, but we forgot one vital part of Superstars.
Yeah, you forgot my buddy.
I forgot your buddy. Let's bring him on now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the arbitrator of matches. He is the one and only. Hey, how's everybody doing? Thank God you finally remembered, LA. Gee whiz. It is not, it is, you can cut the tension out there with a freaking butter knife. You got Grip out there all ticked off. You got all kinds of people just glaring at me and staring at me. Let me in here. Jeez, crew. Move. Even Miss Gams, Maeve O'Hare wasn't in a good mood. That's never good. All right, easy, Randy. Easy. How's it going, El Vacant?
I am better now because my buddy's here. How you been?
Oh, I appreciate that. At least somebody likes me. I'll tell you. All right. At any rate, I got your undercard for tomorrow, folks. Here's what we got. We got a special grudge match. Apparently, Ken Costa having issues with the Murder, led by Mark Caliber. He gets to take on a member of the Murder and Andy Price tomorrow. You got Psycho Girl taking on Evan Deadly. You got Money Sue taking on Leo. Tigress to take on Blake Bradley. Roger the Pirate to take on the Stormtrooper of Death. Uber Vegan TPO takes on Mancunian Maniac. Seabell takes on Tag Beagle Wolf Dennis. Marquis Desaad takes on Bubs. Let's see. Io Del Seguidor takes on Sassy Applebee's. Kenta takes on Strangleheart in a warm-up for his match next week. Oosh. Mark Caliber to take on Cyanide Harvey. Your world champion Teflon Sheik takes on Dark Warrior. Fabulous Diana takes on Crazy Serb. Joe Boo takes on The Razor. Minifee takes on Soul Reaper. Papa Shaker takes on Gorgonio. Redneck Avenger takes on Scythe. Killin' El Lobo takes on Undertaker. Jigs takes on Sophia McFadden. Iceman Jero takes on Anthony Patrick. Chev to take on the Extreme Enigma. Maeve O'Hare to take on Starlight. Noxy Boogie. Nox Boogie takes on D's. Noxy Boogie. Sorry about that.
No, I like that. I think we're keeping that.
No, I'm not patenting it. Hot Cheese takes on Cougar Knight. The Villa to take on Wildfire. Natalia Nitro takes on Luzon Warrior Queen Falcon. Black Lilith to take on Sisaloo. Cyril El Napolitano takes on Mystic Maniac. Kitty Kabam takes on Draven Blackbird. Big Papa to take on Faith Dunkarino. Toxic Megatron Avenger takes on Eric McFadden. Olivia McInnes takes on Kicker. Sean Hitman Hurd takes on Dr. Kent. Alexei Shmurno takes on Destroyer. Fusion Skull takes on Honey Thunder Nipples. The Minion takes on Magnificent Michael. And Joey A takes on Mick Devilson. That's your undercard for tomorrow. Can I just stand here, boss? No. I don't want to go back out there, boss. I saw gray in Griff's eyes. I saw that fleck. You know what happens when that fleck? Not good things.
Hey, wait, did you? I didn't hear a match for Blake in there. Was there a match for Blake?
Yeah.
All right, I just must have missed it. All right.
Tigers.
Right, gracias.
Yes.
Look, I gotta check. You missed him last week.
Yes. No, Blake Bradley versus Tigers versus Blake Bradley was the fourth match, wasn't it? Randy? Yeah, I got it right. Tigers versus Blake Bradley. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right.
And I'm with him. I don't know that I want to walk out there either. I'm pretty happy in here.
I think we all are. I'll sit over quiet. I promise I won't say a word. Fine. You stay quiet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your undercard for tomorrow's Superstars. Now let's bring on RAWF Hall of Famer, the current Anything Goes champion. He is the one and only.
Hit the dirt, stealing my stare. Six-pack of engines, I don't fight fair. Rattlesnake blood running through my veins. Mess with the best, you'll be feeling the pain. I'm a renegade, born a ball, raised on rage. Knuckles up, I set the stage. Drinking beer and kicking pain. Ain't no cage can hold my name. A redneck avenger, don't need no crown. But you best believe I run this town. Bars to the square circle. Ain't no rules when I raise this hurdle. I don't tap out, I don't back down. You cross my line, you're going down.
Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Redneck Avenger to the program. Alright, how the fuck are you tonight?
I'll tell you, at least I am not in line to be the next Ayatollah, and I got that running for me, so I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah. At any rate, you got that going for you, and you got that Anything Goes championship too. I keep forgetting to bring that up whenever you're on the last few weeks. It's been a while since you've had to defend the title. I do believe, though, the First Lady of Anarchy, and I should say, has started both the High Voltage and Anything Goes events this past week. So. You should have a challenger, I think, for Immortal for that Anything Goes championship.
I think I will, and I'm looking forward to it because anything goes, and whenever anything goes with me, anything goes.
All right. But you were victorious over your good friend Money Sue at Love Hurts. I'm sure you got a good kick out of that.
That was fun. That was a good visit back to old times. Bless his little heart. He finds himself in the ranks every once in a while, and I guess that's good. It's just always fun to slap him a few times, and I got to slap him for old time's sake, and there's something to be said for that.
Indeed. I mean, look, I know how you feel as a longtime renegade about Money Sue, but the one thing you cannot say about him, you can say just about every other thing. You can't say that he can't wrestle because he can't.
Yeah, he actually can. I mean, I'm going to say this just kind of a little off the cuff. He is one of the two best heels that has ever been in this company. Because he's one of the two that people would literally fly cross country in a red-eye flight just to whoop their ass. And that's a saying right there.
The thing you can say about him is he knows how to push buttons.
My brother once said I would slap his mother just so he would hopefully feel it through his jeans.
I don't want to know what he feels through his jeans.
I not that spelling.
I mean yeah. Whatever rubs against his jeans is his own business.
At any rate, but no, enough about him. He's not at this moment. He's not relevant.
He's a lot of fun, so I'm not going to kick him too hard. it was a good fight, and
Yeah,
it was not a squash match. So I mean, hey, it was a good fight.
indeed, indeed. So now, we're looking toward Immortal. You will probably, I would believe, have to defend the Anything Goes title
I
at
would
Immortal
hope
13.
so.
I would hope so too, because I mean that's always a good time. Immortal, uh, wouldn't be a show without you, RA. So looking forward to
Damn,
that.
Skippy.
And I saw earlier you made your presence known in the Hall of Fame suggestion
Yes, I
scene.
did.
Uh, you were one of the first.
I was right
Uh,
after
let's
STB,
take
so
a
yeah, I was the second one actually.
let's take a look here. I mean, you would think. There it is, Hall of Fame. Your suggestions here, sir. Let's take a look. Blake Bradley, accomplished champion, gifted showman, and storyteller.
Absolutely
Nothing.
true.
Extreme Extreme Enigma. All right. Accomplished, truly enigmatic, rooted character. Truly has carved his place. I like that. Prince of Wales. Well, I mean, you know how I feel about Prince.
Absolutely.
So, uh, yeah, good old POW. I hope is. I'm assuming his manager is still
Yes, he is.
kicking.
I see him every
Have
once in
you?
a while.
That's good. I'm good. Tell him I
I
said
most
hi,
certainly will.
and maybe, and I suppose there's a possibility we could see him in the next coming months. AF James and Tiggs. Okay, those are all very solid suggestions. Out of those five, who do you think's most deserving? I'm curious.
Oh, let's see. Objectively, I gotta say Tiggs because she's already in with hotness. I mean, like, how can she not be in as an individual? But then again, you also, some people that came in after me. You had Destroyer. I mean, of course, she's in the audience. I'm not kissing up. She still hadn't had the guts to like try the iron bun um, with that whatever the hell she's shooting. I mean, like if she's shooting anything less than 45 ACP, bless her little heart. Um,
I believe it is a 357 Magnum.
oh, okay, I can take that. And of course, Sassy Applebee's. I mean, like, she's the only person who has ever won the Xanther tournament twice. So, I
That's
mean
true.
that is, I mean, 13 years running, nobody has come close to doing that. Yeah, you were supposed to shoot me months ago. Remember we had this conversation.
She
Yeah,
was probably drunk.
and we know you were.
Absolutely.
But at any rate, speaking of the Xanther, that's coming up very soon as well at Immortal, and we're it always I always get a kick at how many people donate for this, and I appreciate. I know you
Oh,
donated. I appreciate that. Thank you
I
very
will
much.
donate it and I have fun
Uh,
in the tournament because I mean I'm sorry. After that year that acid rain hit, a SSP and a freaking GPS on me twice. I mean, like in successive move sets is like, damn. I mean, like, what do you really do with that? I mean, have some fun.
Usually lose.
Yeah, I mean, dude, but I lost the style, and it's like I guess that's. There's once upon a time, I was I was a bartender. I know that really shocks you, but there was this,
Shocker. Oh, speaking of what, actually, I've been in bad holes. Hold on a second.
yeah.
Here, have a
Oh,
margarita.
hell yeah, I can snort one of those. Thank you. Um, There's once upon a time I went and I bet with the biggest bookie in an entire state on this horse race. It was a horse that he had the inside scoop on and said, "Man, this thing can't lose. It's got 32-1 odds." So I put 10 to win on it just for fun, and the damn thing broke its leg out the gate and finished second on three legs. And Lord was telling me I'm not a gambler, so I'm having fun with the Xantha tournament. I'm gonna get as far into it as I can, and if I wind up winning it, ooh, great stuff. But the whole thing, in essence, is to honor and remember Xantha. I mean, we discussed last week, things about him. He's a great guy. He's a fixation, and he's a fixture. I'm sorry, not a fixation, but a fixture. And
I mean, he might be a fixation for some
he
people.
could be, yeah, touche there, Nathan. You're absolutely right. But another little thing, that was that the whole point of it is to honor an old friend. So it's a good thing. But
And and I've said this before, but it's not just honors answer. It's honor. It's I like to think of it as a memorial tournament for any of our fallen people from WU in general.
absolutely.
So, but Xanther, Xanther's name is on it, and he will always be
And we
remembered by
could,
me,
I
especially.
yeah,
So,
we could start naming names, and we'd forget some, and it's people that
hmm
you know, a lot of people that had a lot of influence, direction, and um, meant a lot to a lot of people. So yes, I fully concur with you. I think that's a great way to look at it. Is that that tournament is a memorial to all of them. All of our friends that are going to be there when we get there.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like you said, we could name some names. We had one just passed recently as well, and couple last year. So, but we try to remember them all as the Xanther tournament uh, comes April 5th at Immortal 13. Looking forward to it as well. And Hall of Fame inductions, we will see. So, how many? We got quite a few people in last year.
Yes,
Some of the folks that we had passed away were got in. I don't know. We'll see what happens this year. If we'll have that as big of a class or whatnot. But as always, I'm sure you look forward
I
to the
do
Hall of
too. This
Fame.
is my one thought on this: is like put in the people that need to be put in. Like a number. There shouldn't be like just a fixed number. There should be the people that need to be put in. And that like you said, it's
Right.
the uh, the folks that have influenced. It's not just posthumous. It's people that are rising as well. However many need to go in, that's what I would recommend. That the class not be confined to a number.
Well, I mean, we do vary it.
Yes,
I mean, our low our we had one year where there were just two people that went in, and we've had a year where up to 6 or 7 people have gone in. So we'll see.
absolutely.
Uh, the commit the committee will be watching that scene, folks, and we will be deciding on that by Immortal for sure. But
I'll take it.
I, yeah,
you all
I'm
right
not
there?
this.
I'm
You'll
good.
get
All right.
you.
Taco trucks make the world go round. Like if you get a good breakfast taco, there ain't anything in this world that can compare to a good breakfast taco. Except for other good tacos that come along at any other point in the day. I do have
I mean, maybe a good breakfast burrito.
yes.
Maybe.
You get one about as big as your forearm, and like worth about 2 or 3 different meals. Yeah, you're doing good things. I gotta say though, I've had some observations from the show. Lots of observations, but these some of the things that caught my eye. I'm digging Kenta's new song. That was good stuff. And I I don't understand what it is, but every time I hear Chris Cage's theme song, I just want to set shit on fire listening to Black Sabbath.
Well, hold on. You want to be listening to Black Sabbath while setting things on fire, or do you want to set things on fire that are listening to Black Sabbath?
No, listening to Black Sabbath while I'm setting things on fire.
Oh, okay. It's different.
Yes, it absolutely is. Exactly, Chris. It is a vibe. It is the electric funeral. I'm all for it. So, I've finally pinned down how that song makes me feel.
I wouldn't have gotten there, but I can't say you're wrong.
What about Kenta's new song? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm watching the next episode of the Fast and Furious where Paul, whatever the hell his name is still alive. He didn't wreck his Porsche and shit.
Ouch.
Hmm. So was that a compliment or a dig?
Yes,
Okay, we'll go with that. Uh,
I liked it. So that I liked it.
tomorrow on Superstars, you are taking on Scythe.
Yes,
Speaking
I
of,
heard that earlier. That's always a fun fight.
yeah, it is. He made the top 25 for the first time in quite a while last period.
Bless
So
his heart.
he that's his heart, absolutely. So we shall see. Should be a good matchup for you tomorrow. Elvake, anything you'd like to ask RA?
I think we kind of covered everything, honestly.
All right, I do too. I do too. So, buddy, unless you had something else you wanted to talk about,
Well, there ain't no burning questions on
I-
fire in my mind. I think you answered for me time after time, especially with who I'm facing tomorrow, and I'm all for it.
all right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, take her easy. Have a cold one for
You're
me,
about
and
9 behind,
we.
but that's
Well,
okay. I'll
okay.
take some Excedrin for you too.
No, I like to do that myself.
There's plenty of Excedrin.
There is plenty of Excedrin. All right, have a good one, RA.
You too.
Appreciate you. Thank you for joining.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, as a quick recap before we take off for the evening, for tomorrow's Superstars, it's going to be a dandy. It is going to be live from Salt Lake City here, the Delta Center in Salt Lake. We have, for the Superstars Championship, Magnificent Michael defending against Miss B. We have DW and the Michael Brewer. Going for the Multimedia Championship, we have the Immortal Griffith and Billy Gunn, and then Hotshot Chaz and Rick Nelson in Triple Crown contendership matches. We have Ken Costa taking on DVT in a Fubar City contendership match. We've got Paragon of Greatness versus Denzel the Giant in a Midnight Hobo contendership match. You've got Luke Cage and Simply the Best in a National Championship contendership match. You've got Chris Cage and Hobo Ezekiel in a Platinum Dragon contendership match. And finally, for a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship and the main event of Immortal, it will be Claymore and Killer Neptune going at it. We are now looking ahead to Immortal 13 live from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on April 5th on Easter Sunday. It is going to be a happening. The Xanther, the Platinum Dragon Memorial Tournament will kick off, as well as announcements on who will be going into this year's class of the RAWF Hall of Fame. For anything else, L Vacant, that you wanted to cover, say, do?
Tune in next week to see what we actually put onto the taco truck menu for the two people I realized I missed.
Yeah, you got a lot. You got some catching up to do. I want to hear
that's
that.
the thing. Once I put in that new rule of no, you have to have defended it, it took the number way down. But there are still two I need to get.
Yes, there are. All right. So we look forward to that next week, as well as possibly some results from some of these contendership matches. And we can really start talking about Immortal 13 next week. For the taco truck. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen,
sell your gear.
For L Vacant, I am Lord Amadeus. This has been RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. Good night, everybody.
Hasta luego.